Put3ska, formed back in 1993 in Manila, Philippines by Filipino punk rock veteran Anarka Morales and angelic vocalist Mira Aura, which I'm sorry if I mispronounced her name, which, by the way, she goes by Scarlett these days, and she's got her own solo career going on. Most of these guys do, but Put3ska, if you hear that name, you probably know at least one of their songs. Manila Girl. Probably know that song if you know Put3ska. But what you might not know is that song's actually got a deeper history. Arnold Morales, the founder of Put3ska, is actually in two older gigs. In the early 80s, he was in a hardcore punk band called College, which is when he wrote Manila Girl, which unfortunately, according to the internet, according to sources, there's nothing out by College. The only thing that they ever did, according to June Ortega, or June Idiot, of Georgia Most Wanted Idiots, is they potentially put out a demo LP that was sent to a radio station who played them back in the day. So, you know, there's nothing officially out by College, and I'm sad by that, because I'd love to hear the other works they've done. But in 1985, Urban Bandits, Arnold Morales' second band, they put out Manila Girl, hardcore punk style, on their 85 album, Independence Day, and it is a hardcore, I love Manila Girl. It's, you know, an Independence Day by Urban Bandits. It's a great song, which I'll review that later, but this song, Manila Girl, didn't really get popular. Didn't really get to the big audiences until Put3ska reimagined it into the ska version it is. Which Manila Girl is honestly really the only punk rock ska song on this album. Seriously, it is. The album starts out with Bong Tumaka, which pretty much means bang rock and roll. It's a 4 minute and 15 second long just instrumental, which it's not a boring one. You might think, 4 minutes and 15 instrumental, that's gonna be so repetitive. Not really. It changes up the pace. It goes fast, it goes slow, it gets creative. It's a really good way to start it off. Birthday Holiday, oh man, I love that song, you know. That's all I wanted to say. So I mentioned earlier that Put3ska, when you think of 90s punk and ska, this is not a band you will think of. I mean, if you're from the Philippines, then it probably is, but if you're just an in general ska fanatic, or punk rock or whatever from anywhere else in the world, even if you know Put3ska, when someone asks you, hey, what are some good ska bands from the 90s? You're probably not going to say Put3ska, because in the category of Less Than Jake, Choking Victim, No Doubt, Culture Shock, Against All Authority, Real Big Fish, Propaganda, in the category of those, this band does not fit, because Put3ska self-identifies as a 1960s style reggae, Jamaican style. You know, they're an old classical ska band. Manila Girl is potentially the only real ska punk song on this cassette, which is kind of funny. If you don't know anything about Filipino, then you might look at that name Put3ska and be like, what? Put3ska? Because even I did, I was like, that's a strange name for a ska band, but okay. But no, there's a hidden meaning behind that. If you know Filipino, Put3ska, it actually means damn you or fuck you. That's actually what that means. Cause they say it this way, Put3ska, Put3ska, Put3ska. See? Yeah, Put3ska's got a hidden little double meaning there. Pretty badass, which you might think, oh, well, shit, they're probably aggressive. They're going to punch me in the face, man. What are you talking about, classic? See, that's the funny thing about this band. Yeah, they're formed by a punk rock veteran, Arnold Morales, who, in the Urban Bandits and potentially in College, wrote, hardcore punch in the face, aggressive punk rock. So the name makes sense because he came up with it. But once you actually get into the songs on here, aside from Manila Girl, because the music, there's two music videos for Manila Girl. There's one where it's just a modern day Manila Girl walking around Manila, Antramuros Wall, a jeepney. She's walking around town, she got an umbrella, and it's just about a Manila girl, just touring Manila. That's what it is. And the other music video is this girl, she comes home from school or work, whatever, and she's got a picture of Put3ska, and she tries to tell her Lola, her grandmother. Lola is Tagalog for grandmother. Hey, look, I got a picture of Put3ska, look, I'm so happy about it. And the grandmother's like, no, I don't care. Go upstairs and do your homework. That's what you need to focus on. And she storms upstairs and she says, homework, homework, homework. Geez, that's all I ever have to hear about. She's stressed out, she puts her picture down, she looks at it, and she's just like, oh, I wish. And then it just goes from there. The TV starts dancing around, pictures start dancing, the band starts playing, and I'll leave a link to both videos, to both Manila Girl videos in the description of this video, because if you haven't seen it, you gotta see it. for 1995, it is just amazing. I love Manila Girl. I've played that song so many times. In fact, before I knew the rest of these songs, that's the reason that I bought this, which I love every song on this album. You know, aside Against All Authority, Culture Shock, and Thinnest and Fish, there aren't, you know, most ska bands, I can't usually get through the entire album because a lot of ska is repetitive. I mean, that's why ska kind of died out, because a lot of them bands, they're just, so many of them, it gets repetitive. But I assure you, when you start at number 1 and you end at number 6 down there, you are not, well, yeah, you are not going to get bored with Put3ska. You are not, from Bang to Maka to Jolly Dominique, you're not going to get bored with this. The instrumental Ghost, and then Birthday Holiday, man, Mira Aura has polystyrene of X-ray specs vocals. Just angelic and piercing, and it's so good. Sarang Romantico, it's a Broken Romance, it's a really good song. Which another thing, I know a lot of people, a lot of punks, you know, the only way they'll listen to foreign punk is if they can understand it. You know, a lot of people are like that. Well, that's the good news for you. Half of this is in Tagalog and half of it's in English. A lot of punk bands from here are that way, and just musicians in general. So if you only want to listen to English, Manila Girl's in English, West Lou's in English, well, kind of. You know, some of these songs are in English, Jolly Dominique's in English, but some of it's in Tagalog. But this is a record, on the other hand, that even if you don't understand Tagalog, you can still enjoy it because the instrumentals are beautiful. They're, you know, some of them are fast, some of them are slow, but they're creative. They're always taken to different places, and it's one you can dance around to or just sit back and chill to, you know. They've got slow songs. Birthday Holiday has got that lollipop, lollipop, oh, lolly, 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 lolly. It's got that era of a style to it, and so does Sarang Romantico and West Lou. Birthday Holiday acoustic now. Let's tell you some stuff here. Acoustic music, I'm not really into that. I don't really like the sound of acoustic guitars. J.B. Allen's going to slap me for that. But I'm not really an acoustic fan. But good God, the way they do it is just explosive. You know, Mira's polystyrene vocals piercing over the acoustic guitar in such a way. I would love for them to sing Birthday Holiday at my birthday party. That would just... I really hate the fact that I'm going to miss them in May, because that's, oh man, I love Put3ska. I already talked about Manila Girl. Absolute is just about, you know, it's a love song, and obviously love down there. We got a few love songs on here, because Sarang Romantico, it's about broken romance. They got some love songs on here, but they're not, you know, generic 90s, Less Than Jake, or whatever, Real Big Fish. Oh, She Broke My Heart, they're not like that. They're a classical 1950s, 60s style. They're not something you're going to get bored with. Short Stories is very fast-paced. You know, you're going to love Short Stories. It's got more of a, like I said, it's Short Stories and Dagdig na Kumakula. Those songs right there, you know, they're fast-paced, which you're going to kind of recognize the instrumentals behind them because they do sound familiar to other ska songs, but they're just good songs that you can dance to. You know, this is a really overall an easygoing classical record right here. I mean, cassette. You know what I mean, record cassette. This is a really good classical piece right here, and I'm honored to own this. I got this from Noah Punk Shop Mutilated Noise for 500 pesos, so $10. And yes, it is an original 1995. This cassette tape has never been officially reissued. So this is an original. Jolly Dominique, I'm not going to talk about that one. I'm going to just let you listen to it because it is perfect. It is a perfect way to end this album. You know, it's the male vocalist. Mira is not on that song, but it's a great way to end the album. They're all singing jolly, 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 jolly. It's perfect. Now, I'm going to open it up and show you the inside of it real quickly. There it is. There is the original cassette. Bang to Maka. Yeah, the cassette tape itself has got a little bit of wear and tear on it, but that's because this cassette is really old. It's original. It does work, though. I've already listened to it. It does work. Inside of the cassette here is a picture of the band, and also... Now, there is no lyric sheet in here. This right here is the origins of Put3ska, and it's not necessarily their story, but this explains their influences, the history of ska in the Philippines, the history of Jamaican ska, and just how ska came to be and why they chose to do what they've done with ska. And, you know, it kind of explains why they're not like other ska punk bands that you can think of. But, on this side here is there's the band right there. And then there's a picture of them all together. It's got the credentials all of there of the people, the personnel, acknowledgement. Yeah, I love this band so much, and like I said, it almost breaks my heart that I'm not going to be able to see them live, because I fall asleep to this. I fall asleep to this when I'm having an anxiety attack or when my anxiety's at the wall. I listen to Put3ska and it calms me down. I just love Mira's voice, you know. From the first track to the last track, it's calm, it's, you know, it puts you in a good mood. You know, it's addictive, it puts you into a good mood, and it's not something that, hell, I know I only pay $10 for it, but I would honestly pay 30 or 40 for this cassette. I really would. I would pay a lot of money for this cassette, because it's just so worth it. It sounds so good. You know, my favorite song in here is obviously Manila Girl, but I love Sarang Romantico. I love the Tagalog. Honestly, the Tagalog songs on this cassette, in my opinion, sound better than the English. And not because I can't speak English correctly, but it's just because the way Tagalog sounds in Mira's voice as she's singing, it's so angelic. It's just so beautiful, so romantic. It really brings the life out of the songs, which is why it just makes the experience just that more better. You know what I mean? Westloo, the chorus. Westloo, you know. Birthday Holiday, I've already talked about that one. Short Stories is probably, other than Manila Girl, like, my favorite song on here is Sarang Romantico, and then, you know, or Manila Girl is my favorite song, and then Sarang Romantico. And then I have to say Short Stories, and then Daigdig ng Makulay. Those are my favorites on here because, you know, Birthday Holiday too, it's got the lollipop, lollipop going on with it. But that's not the lyrics of the song, I'm just saying that's the style the sound's in. I know normally I play music, but YouTube and copyright strikes, I'm okay. I will leave a link for you to listen to this entire album in the description of this video, including music videos from Manila Girl and, you know, a link to their Facebook page so that you can stay in touch with them if you want to see them live, which, if you're not in the Philippines, that might not be possible, but if you are in the Philippines and you didn't know about it, then you definitely, oh, I dog hair. See, even parts of, go away there. My dog's racing around the room, and I have a fan on because it's hot here in the Philippines, but this is just a perfect album. I can go on and on. It's just a perfect album, and I'm honored to own it. Thank you to Noah Pungshut Mutilated Noise for sending me this. Love you, man. You were a good bro. I'm going to cherish this for the rest of my life because it's just a beautiful cassette tape. Anyway, guys, I'm Anarka Akaza. More punk, more ska, more folk, more record, cassette, CD, 8-track, more reviews coming! I leave the Philippines on February 28th. Today is February 19th, so yeah, week and a half left. I'm going to keep popping them out. Like I said, 2 to 4 a week. Just wanted to get this one done here because I wanted to talk about it. I listened to this so much. I've been burning to talk about Put3ska. Now, I will say before I end this, they do have another album, as I said, called Manila's Finest. It came out in '96, but I don't own that one yet, but eventually I will review it when I do own it. That's my policy for the most part. I mean, sometimes I skip on that, like with the 8 Colocos. I don't have that one, but I love Put3ska. Dos Vidania.